You're watching Anderson County Sports TV. Welcome everybody into Anderson County High School. Tonight is senior night. It happens to be the last home game for Anderson County. First, they want to honor the seniors for Frankfort High School. And they have several. Looks like there's 4 of them. Make that 5. Keani Tatum. The others, I believe, were Emily Sloan, Carly Sutton, and I think Amber Wilson. Actually, they have a couple more listed. They have Alexis Jones and Gracie Edlin as seniors. But they're also honoring Maggie Hatton, and they're honoring her because she was in that vehicle that was struck at 127 and is healing up from that. And of course, she lost her best friend in that car wreck, that horrible car wreck after the football game about a month or so ago. Coach Suzanne Lilly is talking about her and some of the comments that she made with an interview she had, and Maggie talked about how much she missed playing high school volleyball. You can't see it right there. Well, there it is. The balloons are kind of obscuring view. She still has one of her feet in some sort of cast, if you will. And that's 2019 graduate who played in the 2018 season, Maggie Hatton. Now we're going to honor the Anderson County seniors. And the first one we've got here, we're going to talk about Paige Smith. I'd say we stole the beast from the east. And Paige cuts herself through there. She has been playing volleyball for 5 years. And I gave her a basket full of goodies there, it looks like.
Practice like you would.
Now it looks like we're going to honor Elizabeth Lee, who unfortunately has not been able to play volleyball this year. Now she's got her uniform on, but she suffered a season-ending injury. She's joined there by her family, including her sister Jennifer Lee, the libero for the Bearcats. She's also getting a basket of goodies there. So she damaged her knee, and then the previous season, Coach Lily says she damaged her other knee. So she's just had a rough time of it. But they're honoring her here tonight on senior night. All right, now we're going to honor our final senior tonight. And that's number 33, Anna Grace McGregor. AG, they call her, and she burst through there. She's one of the middles here for the Bearcats. And this is her only year playing volleyball. She had played basketball previous seasons. She gets her basket of goodies. And even though she's only played 1 year, she's not too bad. Earned a starting spot on the team. And folks, this is Anna Grace McGregor. She missed the game recently. Unfortunately, she lost one of her grandparents. I think that was the game they played at Western Hills. But that's our seniors. That concludes our senior night activities, and we'll have the match here starting up here on Anderson County Sports TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on Highway 127 South.
Welcome, folks, to Anderson County High School. here on senior night for the 16 and 17 Lady Bearcats take on the 10 and 17 Lady Panthers of Frankfort High. So tonight, if the Lady Bearcats win, we will finish the season at 500, headed into district play next week. The Lady Bearcats are in a little bit of a quandary tonight, as they will be without setter Kaylee Clark and without backup setter Bella Bailey Sims. Coach Brown was up here talking to me earlier and said he thinks he's going to try to use Lauren Emmons a lot as setter, and maybe Morgan Wells also will set some. So we're going to have the national anthem here, and we'll come back and talk some more about this contest.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on Highway 127 South.
Hello, Miss Sylvia. This is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
Folks, I also want to mention our newest sponsor here at Anderson County Sports TV, and that is Ideal Roofing. They do roofs, they do chimneys, chimney repair, they install skylights, they do guttering. Give Ideal Roofing a call at 502-699-ROOF if you're in the market for any of those services. They're not a fly-by company or somebody you just a friend of a friend of a friend. They are bonded and certified and a member of the Better Business Bureau, and a company you can trust to handle your roofing needs. 502-699-ROOF. All right, we're going through the Anderson County lineup here. We're going to get the starters. Number 4 is Paige Smith. 7, Jenna Sparrow. 12 is Sierra Constant Bader. 15, Morgan Wells. We've got Jennifer Lee, 16, the libero. She's in the white shirt. Lauren Emmons wears number 20, and Anna Grace McGregor wears number 33. All right, the Lady Bearcats are assisted by Ashley Couch and Suzanne Lilly, and they are coached by Ryan Brown. Frankfort High School is coached by Eileen Butts. But I'm not sure I see Coach Butts here tonight. So we'll see what they're going to do. This is not a district match, so they may not actually play 3 out of 5. It may just be 2 out of 3. However, since Frankfort High School is just up the road, not that far away, they may decide to play the best 3 out of 5. Looks like Anderson County won the toss, I think. They're doing the lineup checks right now. Jennifer Lee comes in as libero after the lineup check is complete. And I believe Morgan Wells is going to go back here and serve it up for the Lady Bearcats. There's our first serve. We've got a free ball coming over. See what the Lady Bearcats can do with that. That's Paige Smith handing it over into the corner. No, I didn't. Oops, little miscommunication there for the Lady Panthers. Pauline Hancock is the setter for Frankfort High. I think she wears number 8. And Frankfort High gets the first point of the game, and Ms. Hancock will go back and be the first server. They also have Isabella Johnson wearing number 6 on the floor. That serves into the net, so Anderson County will get it, and AG, Anna Grace McGregor, will serve. A little jump floaty there. Free ball coming over if it makes it over, and it's not going to. So, Anderson County now with a 2-1 lead. Hancock sets the middle. That's number 12. I don't have a 12 on my roster. Nice swing by Sparrow there. Bumped over by number 9, Emily Rogers. Paige Smith sends it deep. Side out point to the Lady Panthers. Isabella Johnson serves it up. Morgan Wells bump sets Smith. That's into the net. Frankfort High scores again, 3-2. During the JV game, Frankfort High lost the first set, won the middle set, 21-17, and then they fell apart. The Anderson Bearcats beat them like a drum in the last set. Kostenbader mishandles that pass. I think it was 14-0 before Frankfort High scored, and Lady Bearcats went on to win, I think, 21 to. Frankfort High was still in the single digits. I don't know how bad it was, but it was pretty bad. Sparrow, nice swing. It's partially deflected there. Kostenbader comes up. Wells sets Smith. Smith in the far corner. It's out of bounds. Isabella Johnson, just a sophomore, still serving it for the Panthers. Kostenbader, and her first pass forces Wells into the net, and you can tell with both setters, both regular setters, out of the game tonight, Anderson County having a bit of a hard time here getting settled into things. It's Emmons with the swing. It's into the net. The 10-17 Bearcats with a surprising 7-2 lead here in set 1. Kostenbader face passes, time to Wells. Nice set, but Emmons just pushes it over. Kostenbader to Wells, and here we go. Sparrow hammers it down. Sets the Bearcats back on the winning ways, maybe. Paige Smith will come back to serve now. And that's going to be out of bounds. Smith wisely lets it drift out. Hancock gets a nice pass. It's a swing by Edlin is into the net. Edlin again gets it over this time, and Emmons will bump it over. Tied pass to the net. Hancock unable to handle it. Bearcats 1 point away of tying this first set up. And Edlin shanks that one out of play. And now the Lady Bearcats have tied it up. We've got Maggie Hatton over there on the sideline for Anderson County. She's kind of the guest assistant coach tonight. That's Jennifer Lee from the back row, but can't get it over. Smith tracks it down. Consummator bumps it over. Hancock gets a nice pass, and it's a nice swing there by Rogers, but it's into the net. Tie game at 8. Emmons with a hard serve. Emmons bumps it up. Lead to Smith from the back row. Johnson handles it for Frankfort High. Edlin puts it over. Emmons to Wells into the net. Non-stellar volleyball by either side right now. I believe this is Emily Rogers with the serve. Lee face passes it. Wells is blocked, but gets it up, and Sparrow sends it over. That was a nice play by Jenna Sparrow, who comes out of the game as Jennifer Lee will serve it up. 9-9 is your score. Anna Grace McGregor never cleared. Edlin serves, gets over the net. Emmons passes to McGregor. This time she goes outside the consummator, off the block. Bumped up, set to the back row libero. And that was a little awkward. Eleven serving 9. Nice pass by Lee. McGregor sends it over for the Bearcats. Bumped over by Johnson. Smith with the pass to Emmons, and then Anna Grace pounds it home. Puts the Bearcats in double digits. And we've got our first sub of the game for Anderson County. This is Taylor Hicks. Taylor is just an 8th grader. Had to bring her up from the minors, so to speak, tonight. Gets a serve. It's shanked out of play, and it's a tie ball game again. Madison Snodgrass, number 9, also another 8th grader. But Frankfort High is having a hard time handling Hicks's serve. Set to the weak side to Wells. And that was a nice play by Hancock, I think it was, that pushed it over deep. Caught Jennifer sneaking in. Too close to the front row. And the Panthers regained the lead. Smith has to push it over. That was just a little bit too far outside. Emmons, Diana Grace, and it trickles over. We will take it. 12-12. Tight contest here. And Coach Brown calls a timeout. We'll take it with him. This is Anderson County Sports TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours, and located right next door to Wendy's on Highway 127 South.
There you see the Anderson County bench. And Maggie Haddon on the right of your screen holding the clipboard, telling the server where to serve. Hancock pulls it back, but her hitter hits it into the net. Anderson County now with the lead. Morgan Wells goes wide. Tie game again. Pauline Hancock serving it up. Nice serve. Kostenbader hits it over, but she sets the wrong team with that pass. And the Panthers now go up by 1. And that serve is off to the right. And Grace McGregor will serve it up again for the Bearcats. That was going to be close. It was played by Frankfort High. And number 12, whoever she is, gives the Lady Panthers the lead back. I think this is Isabella Johnson, and that is in there. And that's an ace serve. Smith, I think, thought it was going to go out of bounds, but it stayed in there. That's a tight one, and Sparrow did a good job getting it over, but Frankfort High did a better job of hitting it deep, and nobody was back there. It's perhaps the largest lead of the game, 17-14. Deep serve. Kostenbader plays it. Emmons Sparrow bumps it over. Hancock goes to the strong side. Nice dig by Jennifer Lee. And here's a good swing by Sparrow. Oh, good up by Cook, the libero, to keep the ball alive. Wells is going to set Emmons way too outside. I really thought Jenna's spike was going to go down, but that was a good dig by Jacayla Cook, the libero for Frankfort High. Costin Bader to Emmons. Smith puts it over, and that's going to be out. Going to be out. Close, but no cigar. 19-14. Now they go to 25, folks. Don't forget that. Wells ups it, Smith, and then Sparrow's going to hit it over. Played by Cook. And here is a back row set to Cook, but she just bumps it over. Costin Bader to Emmons. Here goes Sparrow again. Nice swing, but it's too far. 6-point lead, and Coach Brown is forced to call another timeout. That's his second and final timeout of the contest. We will take it also. This is Anderson County Sports TV.
Miss Sylvia, this is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
There you can see Coach Brown trying to get his team back on the winning way here. They're down by 6 here in set 1 to Frankfort High. Isabella Johnson serves it up. Morgan Wells with the pass to Emmons to Smith. She gets the kind roll off the top of the tape. And Smith serves into the net. Sparrow dinks it over, but she's into the net. That's deep. Smith plays it. She had to. It was going to be in there, but she overpasses her setter. Lee. Smith will swing. Johnson into the net. Sparrow was there to block it if it made it over. But the Bearcats here kind of running out of time. 16-23. Panthers are only 2 points away from winning this first set. There's an ace serve by Lauren Emmons, the sophomore who's stepping in to take care of some of the setting duties since the normal setter and the backup setter are both out tonight. Sparrow hits it down. Maybe the Bearcats have settled in now. Nice serve. That's going to be out of play. Oh, they're going to replay that. Wow. It hit the goal. But it's up to the ref's discretion. But I think if that goal hadn't been there, it would have fallen to the ground. Cook passes it up for Frankfort High. That's Morgan Wells. She sends it over. Edlin off the net, and that's going to be out of there. Lady Bearcats making a run here. Good serve, but it's deep. And now it's set point for Frankfort High. Wells to Emmons. Lee bumps it over. Not really the offense they wanted there. Cook will swing. That's in there. And Frankfort High wins the first set, 25-19. We'll be back with set 2 in just a second here on Anderson County Sports TV.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127. Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on Highway 127 South.
Once again, folks, I want to talk about our new sponsor, Ideal Roofing, 502-699-ROOF. They're a member of the Better Business Bureau. They're a preferred contractor by Owens Corning. They are not your fly-by-night company. They give free estimates. They do roofs, skylights, chimney repair, gutters. Ideal Roofing, 502-699-ROOF. Give Todd Gravitt a call at that number, and he'll come out and give you a free estimate on your roofing needs. Well, the Bearcats on senior night, I'm sure they weren't expecting this. They've lost the first set. You know, you always want to win on senior night, and they still could win, but they wanted to win that first game, and even though they are down 2 setters, somebody here is going to have to step up and maybe be a little more aggressive and maybe sacrifice their swings to assist others in getting their swings in. You can see Coach Ryan Brown there, very animated there in the huddle, expecting a little more out of his ladies. As I said, going into this game, Anderson County just one game away from finishing the season 500. 16-17 is their record. But Frankfort High is just 10-17. So one would have thought that this would be a win for Anderson County, at least on paper. But as I said, there's that adversity when you're starting setter Kaylee Clark and your backup setter Bella Bailey Sims are both out of the game. And this time, Anderson County sets Frankfort High for the kill. Nice serve by Hancock. Trickles over the net. The Lady Panthers take a 2-0 lead. Another nice serve, and Morgan Wells can't get the ball in the direction of Lauren Emmons, the backup setter. So it's now 3-0, Frankfort High. That's going to fall in there. And we've got a sub coming into the game here. Wells comes out and Zoe Hayes, a sophomore, comes in for Anderson County. Kostenbader makes a nice pass. Smith hits it over. Free ball now coming for the Bearcats, but Hayes bumps it backwards. Lead to Emmons. A lot of free balls here for Anderson County, and Emmons did a good job just getting that ball up. Johnson puts it down for Frankfort High. 5-0, and we've got another sub coming in here as Kostenbader comes out, and Taylor Hicks, the 8th grader, comes in. And we've got Jennifer Lee going to be replaced by Jenna Sparrow. Coach Brown just looking for something. Somebody to pass the ball. That's a nice pass. Anna Grace rolls it over, but it's played nicely by Hancock. Cook takes it over for the Panthers, and this is to Smith on the outside. Cook bumps it up. Hancock sent it the back row, but it's another free ball. Here goes Anna Grace, but she hits it right at the libero. And that is a point for the Bearcats. I thought it may have hit the ductwork, but if it did, the official did not see it. Hayes comes out, and Wells comes back in. She'll take care of the serve. The Bearcats finally get a point on the board. Now they get 2 of them. It's dug up, but Lady Panthers can't get it over the net. The pass to the strong side, but nobody's there to play it off the net. This is Johnson. She serves it up. Hicks with a nice pass. Anna Grace swings in the middle. That's down there. Yes. It was close to the line, but it was in. AG will now go back to serve the ball. But she hits it into the net. She comes out. Jennifer Lee replaces her. Frankfort High has only had volleyball for about 3 or 4 years, and I've seen them play. That's a mishandle. I've seen them play a few times, and they have gotten a lot better. Paige Smith serves it up, trailing 5-7. Bumped over by Edlin. Emmons, that's awfully tight, and that actually is is down. An overpass. Frankfort High not quick enough to react to it. We've got Madison Snodgrass, the 8th grader, replacing Emmons. And now I wonder who's going to set here. Is Morgan Wells going to set, or is Snodgrass going to do it? Frankfort High can't seem to decide who's going to set on their side either. Back row set to the Lavelle Cook into the net, and Anderson County has come back to take the lead. After being down, I think 5-0. That's a serve. Hancock sends it over on 2. Wells. Somebody needs to take it. Snodgrass hits it over for Anderson County. Nice pass by Wells to Snodgrass. She is going to set. That was a little iffy, but no call. Let's see what she does here. She takes it over on 2. Bump sets Hicks into the game, and the 2 8th graders are not playing too badly. Good swing by Sparrow that time, and they're going to call Frankfort High in this hit, and there's Coach Butts over there, and she's grimacing about that call. Like, you know, neither team's passes or sets are looking all that pretty. Oh, it's short, but it makes it over. Hancock takes it over. Smith, bump set. Snodgrass. Hancock switches over. Snodgrass this time to Carson Baylor. She rolls it, but it doesn't quite make it. Bearcats had a nice run there, though. This is Rogers. That's going to be close. They do, in fact, call it over the net. Yes, she contacted the ball before it broke the plane, and I will agree with the call, but it was just a little late. He was a little late in making the call, the up official. Maybe the down official called it, and I didn't see that. And that's Hancock into the net. Another point to the Bearcats. Almost clotheslined her. She's smiling over there. Nice hard serve there. Jennifer Lee calls for it, and this time, Frankfort High puts it down. I don't have a 15 on my roster either, but they have one. That's a nice hard serve. I think that's Edlin, number 5. That's who I have as number 5. And that's in there. Hancock. Puts the Panthers within 1. Here in set 2. It's another good serve. It's just barely clearing the net. And it's coming in hot. Good bump pass there. Cossamet did a good job. Hancock hits Isabella. Good dig by Jennifer Lee. Paige Smith. Hancock sets Cook in the back row, but she's called for a double contact. Jennifer Lee, the libero, serves it, and it's shanked off to the left. Anderson County in a better position than they were last game at this stage. They're up 14-11, and they were down at about this point last game. Smith bumps it up. Emmons, a bump set to Wells, who's off the net. Emmons pushes it up. Wells is going to bump set McGregor. She hits it over. Nice chicken wing there by Frankfort High. Cook will send it over. Emmons, that could have been a double also, but no call. Lee will hit it. Hancock will send it deep. Emmons pushes it over, but they're going to call her for double contact. (12-14) as Cook serves. And that's an ace for the Lady Panthers as they pull within one here. They won the first set. Lee bumps it up. Emmons with a bump set off the net to Cossenbader. She gets a little net love and falls in there. Bearcats by 2. We've got Hicks coming in for Cossenbader. Taylor will serve it up. And I think the last game, Frankfort High rather had a little trouble handling Taylor's serve. That gets over the net and over the block for Frankfort High. Cossenbader checks back in. Sierra Cossenbader, a junior. Lots of juniors on this Bearcat volleyball team. They'll have a heck of a senior night next year. In case you're just joining us, our seniors were honored. They are Anna Grace McGregor, Paige Smith, and Elizabeth Lee also. I think that just tied up the game, folks. It sure did. 16-all with Hancock serving. Pauline Hancock, probably the best all-around player that Frankfort High has, and she sends that serve into a difficult spot and gives the Panthers a 1-point lead. Jennifer Lee, nice pass. We go over to Anna Grace. She ties the game back up. (17-17), Morgan Wells. Morgan, another junior. This should be a free ball coming over. Nope, it's a double contact. So Anderson County with the serve and the 1-point lead here in set 2. That is on the line. That's an ace serve by Morgan Wells. Anna Grace. Cook digs it up. This is Paige Smith is going to hit it over. It's blocked, though, by number 12, I believe it is, who I don't know. They've Got a couple of players, I just don't know who they are. But this is Isabella Johnson, and she's going to serve it up for Frankfort High. They trail by 1, 19-18. And that goes out of bounds. So Anderson County now. Anna Grace serves it. They've got a 2-point lead. And that ball is in there right on the line. I don't know if she meant to do that on purpose or not, but it went in there. Good pass. Well, I'll tell you that, good pass. Emmons was pushed right, and that pass was a little left. So this is going to tie it up 20-20 as we've got Snodgrass checking back into the game. That's too long. Anderson County with a 1-point lead here. Paige Smith with the serve. And that was a good idea by Pauline Hancock, or no, Edlin, I believe it was. I really can't tell who it is. Maybe it was Hancock. But too far out of bounds. I think that went on the other side of the antenna. And now Anderson County has a 3-point lead, 2 points away from winning set 2. Frankfort High calls timeout. We will take it as well. This is Anderson County Sports TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Welcome back, folks, to senior night here at Anderson County High School. The Lady Bearcats find themselves down 1-0, but they are 2 points away here from winning the second set, but they're letting Frankfort High hang around. Emily Rogers. Smith to Emmons to Sparrow. It's blocked. Emmons picks it up. Jennifer Lee and Paige Smith trickles it over the net. Good recovery there by the Bearcats on that block. Hancock hits it on 2. This is Snodgrass, I think, setting the Bearcats, and we have a mishandle here, and the Bearcats win the second set. It's all tied up 1-1. We'll be back in just a minute here on Anderson County Sports TV.
Miss Sylvia, this is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours, and located right next door to Wendy's on Highway 127 South.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Welcome back, folks. It's all tied up 1-1. Bearcats will be serving first. Morgan Wells will do the honors. Nice serve. And this time, I think for the first time so far tonight, Anderson County scores the first point of the set. They're going to score the second point too. This is the last game of the regular season. Anderson County trying to improve to 500. District play starts next week. This is not a district game. So really it's kind of practice. Frankfort High a little out of sync there. And again, Emily Rogers and the aforementioned number 12 can't decide who should hit it. Frankfort High calls a timeout. We'll take it also, but first we'll talk about Ideal Roofing. They're our newest sponsor. Todd Gravitt is a person that handles this region of the state for Ideal Roofing. They not only put on roofs, but they also handle gutters and skylights. They can install a skylight for you. They fix chimneys, and they're a reputable company. Give Todd a call at 502-699-ROOF. I can't think of their email address off the top of my head, but you can Google Ideal Roofing and they'll come up, I'm sure. We want to thank them for their sponsorship here on Anderson County Sports TV. It was 5-0, and the timeout iced the server, as they say, and Pauline Hancock will serve for Frankfort High. That's a nice pass. I think that's, this is Swiva, number 2 in there. Setting now for Anderson County. That's Kaylee Kurtzinger. Her first time into the game. Kaylee, another one of those juniors. The Bearcats have 7 of them. Bump sets Emmons. Isabella Johnson puts it in there. There's a hole in the defense over there. Now we see Bella Bailey Sims. She's over on the bench. But Coach Brown said she rolled her ankle, and he's keeping her out tonight. He wants to make sure she's ready to go for district play. Hancock serves it. Lee sends it deep. It's out, and Frankfort High has got back into this game after calling the timeout. They've scored the next 4 points in a row. This is probably their best all-around player, the setter, Hancock, and she sends it deep. And Taylor Hicks, the 8th grader, into the game, shanks it. 5 up here in set 3. Lee passes the ball too low to Kurtzinger, and Kurtzinger hits it back at her, and it didn't work out so well. Frankfort High has taken the lead now. Bearcats really need to break this serve. Emmons with the swing, and that's going to be a lift. So they finally got a Hancock off the serving line. And AG, Anna Grace McGregor, the senior, serves it up. Tied 6-6. It's a nice roll. Emmons sets Sparrow, and she hits it off the block. A nice swing, although maybe the scouting report, I'm not sure, but they've been there, ready to block, Jenna. Free ball coming over here for the Bearcats. Smith, she gets it back from the setter, Emmons, puts it down. So far, this has been a match of runs. That barely trickles over. And Emmons hits that one off the net. And that one's going to be knocked out of bounds. And a Grace, deep serve, oh, just out. Just a little bit too long. Isabella Johnson will come back to serve next for Frankfort High. They've had a little bit of trouble with her. Cook sends it, and it's in there. We've got a sub coming in. Costumator checks back in for Taylor Hicks. Smith to Kurtzinger. Sparrow hits it high off the block, and Anderson County gets the point. It's 11-8. And that's a little wide. Cook will serve it now. And her serve is into the net. Bearcats back up by 3. We got Morgan Wells coming in for Kurtzinger, and Emmons going back to serve for Frankfort High. And her serve is into the net. Sometimes it'll go that way where there'll be a few serves in a row. That's That, in fact, is off the ductwork, but apparently that's playable. I think that's twice that's happened, and the ref doesn't call it a replay. It's like, oh, that's part of the playable surface. Emmons passes it up to Wells. Constanbader hits it over. They go to Sparrow this time. Cook kicks it. Smith plays it. Wells to no one in particular, and Frankfort High has tied this game up. Sparrow. That's on this side of the net. Lady Bearcats back on top by one. Jennifer Lee will serve. Johnson to Hancock. Cook bumps it over. Emmons. Wells will bump set. Anna Grace. Played by Johnson. And Cook will bump it over short. Smith, Costenbader. Hancock sets Edlin. And she puts it down. Ties it up. And that's into the net. We've got Taylor Hicks coming back in for Costenbader. Taylor will serve. And Frankfort High with the score 14-10 calls timeout. We will take it as well. This is Anderson County Sports TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on Highway 127 South. Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours, and located right next door to Wendy's on Highway 127 South.
Today's game is brought to you by Century Bank. Anderson County is where our heart is. Century Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Hello, Miss Sylvia. This is John from Anderson Apothecary. I was just calling to see how you were feeling today.
John goes above and beyond for each and every customer that we have.
He jumped right on it. If someone needed help, John would be the first guy there. No questions asked, nothing. He'll be there.
John just wanted to open a hometown pharmacy just to take better care of his customers.
Well, I sure am glad you're feeling better. We're going to be bringing your medication by here just shortly. Is there anything else I can pick up for you?
If you haven't met John yet, come out and meet him, and you'll like him just as much as we do.
All right, folks, set 4. The Bearcats trying to win this match here on senior night. Frankfort High will start off serving. They got their best server, their setter, Pauline Hancock. Nice serve, and Wells hits it off to the right. As the Lady Panthers get on top here. And they score the first 2 points. Lady Bearcats won the first one, but lost the second one. Or excuse me, I apologize. I think they lost the first one, but they won the second and third sets. So they have managed to turn it around, but they find themselves down 2-1 here in the fourth. Good dig there by Jennifer Lee. And Anna Grace, oh, that's a nice play by Cook. I'll have to give Zakayla Cook a compliment on that one, because I really thought Anna Grace was going to put that one down, but Cook came up inside the 10-foot line to dig it up. Emmons bump sets Lee. Kostenbader to Emmons. Smith off another little. Hancock sets her libero Cook. Kostenbader with the dig. And that's kind of over Wells's head, but she went and got it. And she's able to up that one, and this is going to be tight, and Smith can't put it over. Kurtzinger comes in for Morgan Wells. Johnson serving for Frankfort High. Kostenbader, this will be a free ball. Emmons pushes it over. Johnson bumps it up. Hancock to Edlin into the net. Never cleared. Anna Grace It's the point for the Bearcats. Another nice serve. Uh-oh! Edlin sends it right back to the place that Anna Grace just left. And gets it to fall on the line. In there. Costin Bader, Kurtzinger bumps that's Emmons. Emmons with the swing. Blocked out of bounds. Boy, she hit that ball hard. The other senior, Smith, serves it over. Falls in there. Thank you, net. That's twice, I think, Smith has got a little bit of net love on her serve. Hancock sets behind her to the strong side. Kostenbader with the swing. Oh, my goodness gracious. That's awful close to a lift, in my humble opinion. Six to 5. Rogers serving it now for Frankfort High. Sparrow up by Johnson to Hancock to Cook into the net. Tie game here in the fourth. Kursinger comes out. Wells comes back in. Cook sends it over, and confusion there. Jennifer thought somebody else was going to get it, but nobody did, and she was a little late. Okay, Elin now back to serve. That's out of here. Touch them all. Home run. Sparrow comes out. Anna Grace McGregor comes back in. Jennifer Lee goes back to serve. And that's shanked. Oh, it's a good play. It's not going to be enough, though. Good hustle is what I meant to say. Not a good play, but good hustle by Hancock there for Frankfort High. But you couldn't track it down in time to put enough oomph on it to get it over the net, and that was easily in. It was, in fact, between the legs of the Frankfort High defender. Johnson hits it. That's going to be out of here. So the Lady Bearcats with a 3-point lead. Nice serve. Back row set. And that's not successful either. Bearcats just need to close the door here. Keep the run going. Weak side. Wow. I thought if Frankfort High had let that ball go, that'd be out of bounds, but they elected to play it and hit it themselves out of bounds. So, with a 12-7 lead, Frankfort High calls timeout. We'll take it as well. This is Anderson County Sports TV.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Hurricane Bay Car Wash, voted once again the best car wash in Anderson County. Hurricane Bay Car Wash, open 24 hours and located right next door to Wendy's on Highway 127 South.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
There's a little look at Coach Ryan Brown. Another serve into the net, or not a serve, but a swing rather, into the net for Frankfort High, and the Bearcats keep on rolling, 13-7, and Rogers plays that one. I really don't like to see players play the ball like that. Uh-oh. The Bearcats have found a weak link, perhaps. And we've got a sub coming into the game as they pull Rogers out. And I think this is Ella Luking, maybe, into the game. Yes, number 4. And that serve, or set, or pass, whatever. I'll get it right in a minute, folks. It was off the mark. 16-7 as Jennifer Lee is just keeping it going. Another free ball coming over. Emmons bump sets Kostenbader into the net. Bearcats had a nice run there, though, as Tequila Cook goes back to serve for Frankfort High. And that's going to be close. And it was over the net, and Frankfort High made them pay for that bad pass. Kostenbader hits it. I think she kind of gave up on that. She hit it, and then Lee hit it back to her, and she had her back turned originally, and Coach Brown pulls her out of the game. He subs in Taylor Hicks, the 8th grader, for her. Cook. Hicks, nice tight pass, and Elin thought it was already over. She turned her back on that one. Elin will set Hicks. She hits it into the block. Frankfort High scored 4 straight. Make that 5 straight. They were down 16-7. Cook has a good serve. Lee, Elin off the mark. Unless she wanted to go back to Lee, I'm not real sure. But the Panthers need to get Cook off that back line. That's going to be out of bounds. Cook helps them out. Hicks will serve. Not sure what that was, but Hancock tried to play it anyway and hits it behind the referee. That's a good serve, and that's going to be unplayable by the Panthers. Good serve there by Hicks. Nice set to Johnson. Emmons plays it. Oh, and a grace. She swung and she missed. We got Kostenbader back into the game for Hicks for Anderson County, and now Hancock serves it up. Lee with the bump to Kostenbader, and a grace bumps it over. Hancock to Johnson. Johnson's going to hit it long. Deep serve, nice serve. Cook puts it up. Hancock sends it over. Kostenbader, Emmons, and And Grace, that was also could have been a lift, but no call. He didn't call it earlier when Frankfort High did it, so I guess it's okay. We've got a sub coming into the game. This is Alexis Jones. She's going to come in for Edelin. And I think Gracie is checked out. Here's a set to Anna Grace. Alexis Jones makes a good effort. Wells, and this on the slide. Anna Grace hits it, but Cook digs it up. Johnson rolls it over. Wells digs it up. Lee rolls it. Cook to Hancock to Johnson. What a air underneath that one. We go to Anna Grace again. Cook bumps it up. Johnson, and that's into the antenna. It's almost predictable that where Hancock is going to be setting that ball. She's going to go to Johnson or she's going to go to Cook in the back row, one or the other. We have Ella Luking coming out of the game and Carly Sutton, a senior, coming into the game for Frankfort High. So Coach Butt's given some a little experience here at the end of this game. Some players that don't get to play a lot. This is Wells with the serve. Hancock forced to play that one to Cook. It's rolled there by number 12, who I don't know who that is. Anna Grace hits it right at Cook. Hit it again, Anna. Oh. AG into the net. And we've got Morgan Wells coming out of the game. Kaylee Kurtzinger checks in for her. Wells to Kurtzinger to Anna Grace. Lee puts it up. Good reaction by Kurtzinger, but it wasn't enough. All right, we've got Edelin. Maybe she's been coached up a little bit as Alexis Jones comes out of the game. She gave good effort while she was in there. Smith. Nice swing by Lauren Evans. And now the Bearcats have it at match point. Sparrow back into the game. And this is Anna Grace McGregor, the senior, getting ready to serve it up. Jump floaty. Evans bumps it up. Kurtzinger and Smith, the other senior, ends it. So on senior night, the Lady Bearcats get the win over Frankfort High. They finish the regular season 17-17 as they head into district play. Thank you for watching tonight. I'm Clint Goins. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night for Anderson County football as they take on Mighty Power Boyle County here on Anderson County Sports TV. Good night, everyone.